Ranking the top 10 rookies of the 2024 MLB season. The 2024 season has been full of outstanding storylines, but the incredible class of rookies is one of the best. Let's attempt the impossible and rank the top 10 first-year players. All throughout the 2024 regular season, one of the top storylines in the game has been the outstanding pair of rookie classes in each league. Last year's performances by Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson were certainly outstanding, but it feels like this year's rookie class throughout the game is much deeper than we've seen in the past few seasons. The NL Rookie of the Year race has been tight all year long as Paul Scanes and Jackson Merrill have pulled away from the competition, despite the fact that Jackson Chourio over in Milwaukee has been on a tear in the second half. Over in the AL, things are still tight between the top 2 or 3 rookies, but there's slightly less wow factor than there is in the NL. One of Austin Wells and Colton Cowser feels likely to be the winner of the Rookie of the Year award, but it's fair to say that neither of them are on the Scanes Merrill Chourio level. Point being, there's a ridiculous amount of talent from a ton of first-year players around the game. Just because the candidates that are likely winners of the end-of-season hardware are obvious doesn't mean that the talent pool isn't extremely deep. It most definitely is. Let's take a closer look at 10 of the top rookies this year and highlight the best of the bunch. It's no easy task to narrow down the list, especially when we're looking at somewhere between 15 and 20 candidates to crack such a ranking. Appropriately nicknamed Energizer Bunny, Wynn has impressed in his first full season. He struggled mightily in a 37-game cameo last season, but has turned his game around in a big way. The 22-year-old has a legitimate case to be one of the most underrated rookies in the game, but he's going to just barely miss the top 10 here. While his bat is not his most notable tool, Wynn's 14 home runs have him in a tie for 7th amongst qualifying rookies, and his 75 runs scored are second, just 3 behind Chourio. On defense, Wynn is in a league of his own amongst first-year players. His 83rd percentile OAA and 95th percentile arm strength make him one of the strongest defenders at shortstop in the game, which helps him earn an honorable mention. Other rookies that deserve a mention include Tyler Fitzgerald, Tobias Myers, Spencer Horwitz, Ceddanne Rafaela, Hunter Gaddis, and Colt Keith. This year's class is full of talent. There aren't many things the Oakland A's get praise for these days, but the decision to try Miller out as a relief pitcher is one they'll get applause for every day of the week. For a while this year, the electric right-hander was one of the most exciting rookies in all of baseball. His triple-digit heater blowing hitters away was a part of highlight reels everywhere. Naturally, he has regressed as the season has marched on, but Miller is still in a league of his own. It's hard enough to land on a top 10 rookies list as a reliever, but he has just been that great and needs to get in the spotlight. You won't find Aberry's name in many highlight reels, but he's in a 3-way tie for the 6th highest FWAR amongst all qualifying rookies. He consistently goes about his business and has been one of the more consistent rookies in the league. Entering the day, Abreu is 4th amongst rookies in BABIP and SLG, 5th in home runs and ISO, and 9th in WRC+. Like Wynn, his defense carries a ton of his total FWAR, but that's just fine. StatCast has his labeled as one of the league's best outfielders, putting him in the 92nd percentile in OAA, 91st in arm value, and 98th in arm strength. For a while, it felt like Smith was another clear regression candidate. To his credit, he has done no such thing as we near the end of the regular season. It's safe to say that he's one of the biggest surprises in the game, and not just amongst rookies. Smith gives us our second reliever in the top 10, but a look at the numbers quickly proves why he takes a spot over Miller in the rankings. Smith, 25, and his 1.96 ERA is 4th amongst all pitchers. Min, 70 IP. 3 Guardians occupy the top 4, and his 1.44 FIP is the best in all of baseball. The second lowest FIP belongs to Chris Sale, who sits at 2.09. That's a pretty significant gap. The further you look at Smith's numbers, the more impressive his season gets. His KBB% ratio is just 0.1 behind Garrett Crockett, who leads the league, min 70 IP. In addition, Smith has allowed just 1 home run all year, good for a 0.12 HR/9, which is the best in the game by a wide margin. There was a period of time where it appeared to be Gil on his way to the AL Rookie of the Year award, and not one of his teammates or division rivals. The right-hander started his season off on a great foot.